Hi guys, I'm Lindsay Strand, and today on Sweet Talk, I'm making a real crowd pleaser. These are chocolate whoopie pies, and they're the perfect treat to bring to a bake sale, a birthday party, or anytime you're having a sweet craving. Let's go ahead and make our batter. I'm starting with my dry ingredients, so I'm gonna take 1 3/4 cups flour. This is just all-purpose flour. I'm going to put it into a sieve, make sure everything's combined. So I like to just lay my sieve over a bowl while I measure the ingredients. So there's 1, 2, 3. And next I'm adding 3/4 cup of Dutch processed cocoa powder, 1 1/2 teaspoons of baking soda, 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder, and 1/2 teaspoon of kosher salts. So now I'll sift this together into my bowl. If you're worried about making a mess, you can always lay down a little bit of parchment paper or something. I'm gonna break up some of these little lumps out at the bottom. Guys, that looks pretty good to me. Now on to creaming my butter. So here I have 1 stick of softened butter, and to that I'm adding 1 cup of sugar. This is just regular granulated sugar. And get this going on medium-high until it's light and fluffy. So my butter was really soft, so it came together pretty quickly. So that I'm adding 1 large egg, room temperature. Having everything at room temperature helps it combine and make a really smooth batter. And 1 cup of buttermilk, also at room temperature. And finally, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Because a little bit of vanilla makes a lot of great flavor. I'm gonna slowly bring this up to speed so I don't make too much of a mess. It's pretty liquidy, so I think I'm just gonna mix it on medium for a little bit just to combine. So it might look a little broken right now, but that's okay because I have a lot of dry ingredients and that will help incorporate everything. So I'll start with half of my dry ingredients. Mix them on low until it's combined. All right, that's looking a little smoother. Now I'm gonna give another scrape. I'm gonna add the rest of my dry ingredients. And 1 more mix until it's just combined. All right, I'm gonna do the last few mixes with my spatula so I don't overmix the batter. Okay, and now I'm ready to scoop. So here I have a parchment lined baking sheet, and this is a 1 ounce scoop. You can always use 2 tablespoons, which is 1 ounce, but if you have a little scoop, it makes for really round cookies. And I should be able to get 12 onto this baking sheet. They spread a little bit, but they get really puffy and domed. All right. So these are going into a 400-degree oven until they're nice and domed. It takes about 10 to 12 minutes. So my whoopie pies are out of the oven, and while they cool, I'm gonna make my buttercream filling. So some people use more of a marshmallow filling. This is just basic vanilla buttercream. So here I have 1 stick of butter, which is softened. It's room temperature, and I'm just gonna beat it until it's a little bit fluffier. And then with the mixer running on low, I'm going to start adding confectioner's sugar. So I need about 3 cups for this recipe. I'm gonna slowly add it so it gets really incorporated and you don't have gritty buttercream. Sometimes you need a little more, but I'll start with 3 cups and see where we're at. I like to kind of add a little bit, and then once it's combined, the butter has moistened the sugar, I'll increase the speed to make it light and fluffy again. And then I'll repeat with the next cup of sugar. This is how you guarantee that your frosting is nice and fluffy. It's not too heavy. And it's a lot easier than making traditional buttercream when you're heating sugar. So again, I'm gonna increase the speed. And the last cup. Shimmy it out of there. That looks pretty good. All right. So now I'm gonna give this a quick scrape, and I like to add a little bit of milk to my buttercream because right now you can tell it looks pretty thick. But milk is a great way to add a fluffy texture and soften the buttercream without adding more sugar, because you could add another cup of sugar to this, and some people do just call for a pound of confectioner's sugar, but I think if you add a little bit of dairy, it helps lighten it up without getting so sweet. So this is a 1/4 cup of milk at room temperature. You wanna make sure this isn't cold, because if it is cold, it'll make your butter harden, which is obviously not what you want if you're creating a spreadable buttercream. So if you forget to take your milk out of the fridge ahead of time, you can just pop it in the microwave for something like 10 seconds. Obviously you don't want it to be really hot, but just lukewarm. All right, so I slowly added that in, increase the speed, add 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla for a little bit of flavor. Now I'm gonna increase the speed and let this go for a few minutes until it's really nice, light, and fluffy. All right, so this is smooth, ready to go. I'm gonna give it a quick scrape. And as you can see, it is a really light, soft buttercream. It's not super thick. I think this is perfect for when you're filling a sandwich cookie, but if you prefer it a little bit thicker, just add a little bit more sugar. Right, and I am just going to transfer this to a piping bag. You could certainly just spoon it straight out of the bowl. This is a really easy way to fill a piping bag. Just stand it up in a glass so that you can easily transfer your buttercream right in. All right, now we are ready to fill these, the best part. So I try to find matching pairs. These look about the same size. Let's see, these two go well together. Maybe these guys, perfect. Now I have about a 1/2 inch piping tip on here. You could definitely do this again with a spoon or with a Ziploc bag, but this makes it super fast because you can just pipe a dollop like that. So I'm gonna do that on all of the open facing ones. And you're piping about 2 tablespoons of filling. These are pretty tall cookies, so you definitely want enough filling to sandwich them. I'll save this for the remaining 12. So ready to sandwich. You guys know how this works. Just squeeze them together like that. Oh man, oh, I just want to eat it right now. Okay, I'll finish the rest, but I can't wait to take a bite. Oh, I frosted one extra one. I knew that was gonna happen. I wasn't really paying attention, but I guess this one will just be double stuffed. Whoever likes the double stuffed whoopie pie gets this guy. This looks so good. So excited to eat this. Really can't go wrong with a fudgy cookie and a creamy filling. I know you're gonna love these. Wow, it's so tasty. Enjoy. If you're enjoying this video, be sure to like, subscribe. We have so many great fun videos on the Everyday Food channel.